I'm Sid, and these are my best friends. My mom, Kim, my dad, Ty, my sister, Maddie, and our salty dog, Stella. We started our adventure refitting a Lagoon 450 before taking on the massive project of resurrecting a sunken 2021 Leopard 50. It's been one heck of a ride, but we're on this adventure to die with memories, not dreams, and live dauntless.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm back in the blue room, the blue office, as it were, and I am picking up where I left off last week, where we just finished wiring up all of the 240-volt AC in from shore power and our galvanic isolator and all that stuff. If you'd like to see that episode, there's a link in the description down below to catch you up to where we are right now. So today I am going to, or this week, I'm starting on getting the DC power cables, the 48 volt from our soon to be installed battery bank into the inverters. I am going to be using a hydraulic crimp and take you through this whole process of getting this set up and getting that 48 volt bank up and running. I also want to give a shout out to everyone that is keeping me on the straight and narrow from last week's video. I had a little bit of a slip, and for some reason at that moment I thought that 50 hertz was 50,000 cycles a second, which of course is not right. So thank you for catching me on that. It is actually 50 cycles a second. All right, now let's get back to wiring this up. I am going to show you how I run these big heavy cables. There's a couple little tricks. Do keep in mind that from this distribution panel right here, I am pulling all of the power off of the three closest lugs to the input, and all of these cables, positive and negative, are all the exact same length. That's also very important for current sharing. So when we go to wire these in, I'll move the camera over here and show you what I'm doing and how I mark it to make sure that the lugs go the right direction, because this stuff is really hard to twist and move. Okay, so what I've got here is three pairs of positive and negative cables. They're all the exact same length, but as you notice, some of them are coming out of the hole a little bit different. Now, the reason for that is just where they are down here on this bus bar and how they had to route through, but they are all the same length. So I'm going to choose the most convenient length for each inverter, obviously. I am not going to cut off any excess because they, again, need to stay the same length. So when I get down over here, what you see is I've got a route from here back around this backside and come up. And when I do that, there's going to be the front face of wherever the cable naturally likes to fall. And I believe I've already marked this one. Yep. And I'll show you what that looks like. So as this comes up through here, I'm going to push this up into the red, and as you see that red marks right there on front. That means that is the lug should be facing up on that position. So when I go to crimp it and pull this out of here, and I'm holding it over here to be able to crimp it, I know which direction that lug should rotate on at the end of the line. I need to do that for every single one of the positive and negative of the lamp, all the way around. I'm going to do one at a time. This trim tool is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Jim, my buddy from Colorado, that gave me the tip to buy one of these guys. So you can actually adjust this knob up and down, and it pushes the blade in and out. And you want to get it just shy of the actual conduit, or the conductor, I'm sorry, on the inside. If doing that, you ensure that you don't cut any of those conductors, and it allows you to get through this jacket. And then you come down here and you rotate it 90 degrees, and it then turns the blade. You plunge it in and then pull straight back. And what that does is it gives you a nice clean cut all the way around, and then splits the side of this so you can get a finger in here sideways, if I did it right, to be able to get a nice clean cut to the perimeter. I've got it set a little shallow because I don't want to cut through those conductors again. And look at that. I don't know if you can see this. There's just a tiny lighter pink ring on the inside, and that's where the edge of this tore off. The blade didn't go all the way through. Okay. Cut a little bit more so that cabling bottoms out all the way inside of that lug. Now I'm going to wait to tighten all of these down until I get my replacement torque wrench in, because all of these fittings, even these little screw down terminals with the Phillips head, I do have a torque screwdriver, and then all of my electrical terminals will be torqued to the factory specifications. These little tiny guys are awesome. If you need a tiny pair of pliers, these are little Nip-X Cobras. And of course, its matching counterpart. I'm just going to snug these down just to get the terminals flat, but I'm not going to put any serious torque on them. All right, now I've got all of those wires run in, and as you can see, we've got our positive and negative on each one. I am going to do a little bit of cleanup and put some zip tie anchors down in here just to keep any of this stuff from moving and keep all the high voltage and low voltage separated. So now I'm going to go up top with Kim's help, and we are going to, she's cleaned out that workspace that we've got. We're going to open that guy up in that seat, and then we're going to put all these batteries in and figure out exactly where the layout's going to be and how many we're going to get down below, because honestly it's been a minute since we designed it and I don't remember. So let's go figure that out and start putting batteries in.
Okay, now everything is off of this area and we can mostly get in here and work. So the next thing we have to do is take this board off and we've got one of those game changers that's just the case, and we can actually fit it down in here and kind of map it out as to how we think it's going to get laid out before we pick up those big heavy 81-pound beasts and try and wrangle them in here. So we're going to use a temporary...
What are you talking about? This is 80 pounds.
Yeah, we're going to use one of these just to see how it fits in the space and get it marked out. So that's what I'm going to do. Oops. As I recall, we put it down there before and kind of marked it out.
Oh, look at all those marks all the way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's almost like it was made to fit in there. It's like it fits perfect. All right.
We'll show the people.
So look at this. On the back side, and then this front side here, there's maybe, I don't know, what do you think that is, Kim? Not even a half an inch?
Not even.
Perfect. So I put some marks here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we got to be able to fit more than that in here. All right, I'm gonna put you back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's just 5. So we need to do.
Didn't we stack them or something? Because you got marks up here too. We stacked them in some way. Laid them over or something.
Can I have a tape measure? All right, so I think what we did was I cut out this forward part right here. It was the plan. We're going to remove a portion of that because it's not necessary. And that'll allow us to take the next stack, if I remember correctly, up and forward ever so slightly. One of the cool things I like about these GC3s is that they've put the terminals on opposite ends. So it's like they knew that if you were going to be running this in series, that, or even parallel, of course, that it would just be easier not to try to bundle 2 wires on one end of the battery. So now the first battery I can mount like so the red's on top, and then the next one next to it can be a negative. So I'm able to make shorter cable runs between the batteries, and because I need to go to positive, negative, and then only one from the bottom of either end, that's going to make wiring this up in 48 volt series really, really simple. All right, so we are going to do Kim's favorite thing to do on a boat, and that is
Cut holes in the boat.
So we've decided that to maintain the integrity of the forward seat area, kind of under your knees, that we're actually going to cut through this unsupported, unnecessary back part where this companionway bulkhead is going to be. I'll take you down and I'll show you what that looks like. But we're going to cut a big notch out, which is going to allow us to stack these batteries too high. So you can see we are going to cut this space right here out. It's just hollow. And so we'll drill a hole and we'll cut this entire box out. Let's get to it. But first we have to wear our PPE, personal protection equipment. Earplugs, eye protection, dust mask, vacuum. We're ready to go.
I wouldn't call that a hole. You just removed wood.
I gotta remove that wood too. I think we need a pry bar for that. All right, it's a little dark. Well, air exposure's not bad. It's getting really nasty outside, so I am gonna put all these in the hole right now. We might have to do a little bit of a break and make sure that we get everything cleaned up outside before this storm hits, and it looks nasty. All right, on this first battery that you see down here, I've actually taken the black ground terminal off of it. I can reach underneath of it and hook up that terminal, and I can get a torque wrench on it. And I'm going to put that negative down, and then when we run in series, I'll show you a little drawing here in a minute, but that is where the ground is going to come off of this 4-pack series, is on the bottom.
And the thunder rolls.
That's right. But the lightning doesn't strike here, because we have lightning prevention.
Right.
Woo-woo. Fine. That was the Starlink that fell over. It's tied up. but it fell over. You having fun yet?
That's
Right on top of us.
Oh my god.
Will you bring that cord up and plug that light in so we can get some light in here?
Yeah, we'll try and dry off. Alright.
I feel like a weather guy. It is really nasty. It's blowing cushions. We lost a cushion off the boat. Kim lost her shoes, or one of them. Turn that light on. Oh. Thanks, babe. How you feeling? Are you okay?
That was not fun.
That's a little spooky.
Because I looked at radar, and radar didn't show that at all. It was like we were going to have some green that came over us real quick, and it was going to be gone in a half an hour. Green.
That felt like every bit of 40 or 50 knots. What do you think, Sarah? I can't see you.
She's not happy about it.
Look at all the water Dad's making. I'm dripping all over. One big puddle.
So Ty dropped the dinghy once the weather kind of calmed down for a minute and went out and looked for a cushion that we lost. We lost one that we did not have buttoned down because we had stacked the batteries in that spot and we didn't want the batteries stacked up on top of that cushion. So it flew off in the breeze, and our boat neighbor right over here said that he saw on his sorry, there's an airplane on his chart plotter that somewhere around 68 knots was our wind speed at one point. He says he even thinks that it was higher than that. So that was quite a little microburst that came through. Those terrify me because of our experience in West Palm Beach on the hard. But everything being said, Ty found the cushion and he is on his way back. So nothing lost. Everybody's okay. So let's wait for him.
I found it! Mother Nature, you're not going to take these cushions from me twice. Oh, I missed it on the first go around. I got it. I'm not gonna have to buy another one of those now, am I? Well, that was more than a little exciting. I'm gonna do a quick lap and see if anybody needs any help, but other than that, I'm gonna head back in because the lightning is crazy everywhere.
I cannot believe you found that cushion. Yeah, all right, let's get this dinghy out of the water. All right, Ty's out there. He was trying to save the trash can that has apparently flown off the dock, and the dinghy is out of gas. So I have to get the paddle board and take him the little gas can of fuel. This is gonna be fun. I can't wait.
While Ty was out recovering our cushion from the water, he recovered some trash along the way. Instead of me putting the paddleboard in the water, he decided to use the trash as an oar to get back to the boat so that we could get it lifted out of the water.
All right, guys, it's been a bit of a crazy couple days here trying to get these batteries in and getting everything wired up. I'm gonna cut the video here so we can get this out to you, but join us next week when I put the 48 volt bank in, we get the 12 volt bank in, and start prepping for air conditioning, our new DC, not 12 volt air conditioning that's coming in. So if you want to see all of that, make sure you subscribe, click that bell so you don't miss any of these episodes on this awesome electrical build, and I'll see you guys next week.